Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic evening. I know Tottenham won today and so did Arsenal, so it's not a fantastic evening, but it's a decent evening. Welcome all back to the Blue Lounge. And we are back doing match previews. We've not done one for ages. We haven't done one this season. But match previews are back. Short videos are back. I know some of you guys have watched my last video, which we're going to talk a little bit about in a minute regarding Harry Maguire. But like I said, lads, content is coming back on this channel. I do have a little bit more free time on my hands. I am going to be making a little bit more content whenever I can and whenever it's possible. I know there's a lot of people streaming right now. There's a lot of shows on YouTube regarding match previews and Chelsea, Leeds and whatnot. So for those of you who have chosen to watch the Blue Lounge, I want to say a big fat thank you. Much love, much appreciated. Thank you for being here. And since you're here, you might as well hit that like button. And if you're new, you got to hit that subscribe button too. And if you do hit that subscribe button, that bell notification button wouldn't go amiss. Let me say hello to my current panelists. I know I'm waiting for a couple more to jump in, but at the moment I have with me Eric Blue and Julius. Lads, welcome. How are ya?
Big up.
Big up, Mo.
Big up, Eric.
Yeah.
Big up, Julius. It's good to have you guys back. Good to have you guys back. Especially Eric. He's been AWOL for the past couple of streams. I've been looking for him. I finally found him and dragged him back onto the Blue Lounge studio. So hopefully Eric will be back here on a more regular basis. I want to also say a big fat welcome back and a big fat thank you to my man, the governor himself. Big up to you, Darren. Welcome back. And this channel was missing you. We've had a couple of streams without you. Glad to see that you're back on the channel. And thank you for rejoining the membership program on the Blue Lounge. Much love, much appreciated. I really appreciate the support that you and the rest of the people who have joined the membership on the Blue Lounge have shown channel. Big up to you, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to have you back. R10, fantastic, welcome back. R10, you're calling me Baggy. I'm guessing you're old school subscriber, one of the OGs, but you've changed the name because I don't recognize that name. So let me know in the chat, what did you call yourself before? Big up to you, and thank you for being here. Courtney, welcome to the stream, Courtney. And Courtney, I was just saying what I was saying in regards to Harry Maguire. We'll talk about that in a second, though. And big up to my man, Jeff. As always, Jeff starts every stream by telling people the right thing to do. Hit that like button. Big up to you, Jeff, and thank you for being here. Boogeyman, you're late. What's up?
Yo, lateness is greatness, man. So how are you guys doing?
This is not Matisse's channel. This is the Blue Lounge. Yeah, we do Matisse's channel. Lateness is greatness. Blue Lounge. We try to be punctual, man. We try to be here on time.
I try my best.
No, big up to you. All right, listen, guys. I want to start off before we get into this whole Chelsea Leeds clash. A massive clash. Before we get into it, though, I want to talk about Harry Maguire and the story that's come up in regards to Harry Maguire. And I'm actually gonna put the link to my video in the chat in a second. But let me start off with Eric Blue. Eric Blue, talk to me about Harry Maguire and what you make of this story that's currently making the headlines.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it, to be honest. I'm not happy that we're linked with Maguire. I don't know if I should say this is just fake news. I feel like it's fake news, but people keep talking about it, and I don't know why.
Do you think it's a smokescreen, though? Do you think that that it could be something to try to push the Fofana deal through? Could that be the case? I don't know. What do you think?
It's possible. It's possible, to be honest, but I don't really see how that would work normally. Well, I know how it would normally work, which is the club that we're trying to buy from will feel under pressure to try and get the deal over the line because they can miss out. But from what I see from Leicester, they really don't want to sell. So it's not like they're in a position where they're happy to sell him for the right price. It looks like they don't want to sell at all, which is why they're asking for crazy amounts of money. So I don't know. Will this make them feel that we're gonna miss out on this huge amount we can get for Fofana? I'm not sure it does, but maybe who knows. But for me, hopefully it's a smokescreen. Hopefully this is just you know some fake news or some kind of
I
distraction.
mean, the way I see it is if Chelsea make it look like they have alternatives to Fofana, then it might get Leicester to play ball. No.
Yeah, I mean that depends. Like if Leicester are happy to, like I say, Leicester don't want to sell, as far as I'm aware. They don't want. That's why they're asking for crazy. If Leicester truly believe that we're willing to pay the money, then maybe it would put them under pressure to be like, you know what, let's try and just get this deal done before we lose out on all this money. But if it's a case where Leicester don't really expect Chelsea to pay 80 million plus for him, then maybe they'll just be like, maybe they can leave our player alone, and we can just continue with our season.
Fofana was dropped this match. He,
He
his
was, yeah.
head isn't in the game as Brendan Rodgers
Yeah, I think I
said.
heard that they were saying he has to kind of push a move or maybe just put in a request, a transfer request or something like this, to kind of almost force their hand to sell him, which is why he's probably been dropped now. So I think either way we'll get Fofana, but the Maguire thing, hopefully, like you said, is just some kind of smoke screen, and we can't get Maguire. Honestly, that's a no.
I'm gonna leave Julius last. Let me go to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, Harry Maguire to Chelsea. Done deal. About to happen. Harry Maguire, best defender in the Premier League, about to join Chelsea Football Club. Your thoughts, mate? Your thoughts? Let me hear it.
Because I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. Let me just put it that way. The truth is,
I
I've been
hope
brought,
Barcelona are watching. By the way, I hope Barcelona are watching. Yeah, go on, carry on.
the thing is, any defender playing for Manchester United will look like a Harry Maguire. Any good defender, even if you give Van Dijk to Manchester United right now, he will play like crap. Because the entire team is infected. Whatever is going on at Manchester United, no one knows. There's no vaccine for it. There is no treatment for it. It's just whatever it is. So Maguire is no Maguire. If you compare Maguire in England national team compared to the one at Manchester United, there's two different players. The Maguire for Leicester City, you remember, even Jose Mourinho wanted to sign him. So that's how good he used to be. So for me, if Maguire coming to Chelsea cheap, 36 million or 40 something million, I'm taking it. And Fofana, if Fofana deal is way too complicated, we just wait until Fofana has 2 more years left on his contract and we go for him. But right now, I don't mind
Right.
Maguire.
But let's bring in Maguire. Barcelona, you better be watching this stream. Javi, you better be watching this. Come on, Maguire. We want Maguire. All right, Julius, let me hear it.
That must be a joke, to be honest. I don't know where this came from, Maguire's story, but it doesn't make any sense.
Daily Mail. Daily Mail.
Daily fail, yeah. But I just think it's a lot of nonsense, to be honest. Uh, Maybe they're trying to make headlines, make money off of Chelsea name again. These brown envelopes, as Johnny says, you know. I can't take this seriously at all. One of the worst defenders I've ever seen. The guy is a clown. How is he even a professional football player? I have no idea. Fraud.
He does have a good presence in the box, they say.
Mm.
I mean, he's so
He
big,
plays
so
he plays really well in the back three,
no,
they
no,
say.
no. He's so large that there's no way he wouldn't have a presence in the box. He has such
He's
a big
got a
head.
great heading ability, they say.
Yeah. Man United fans say a lot of stuff, and rarely it makes sense. You know. Um, Look, if we end up somehow taking him, and if really Tuchel wants him, it will be interesting to see why and how. But you know what would be funny? This is far fetched, but if actually Tuchel requested him and he gets him and he turns him to be a sick defender, that would be the biggest joke ever. And it will probably be a big slap to Man United, and it will expose a lot of the problems they have. But that's a big if, because I just can't see this story to have any sorts of truthness in it. It just doesn't make any sense, in my opinion.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say this: the interest in Harry Maguire, as it's been reported, is true. The interest in Harry Maguire, as been reported, is true, and I believe it's true to the extent that it is to put pressure on Leicester City. That is how I see it. I think Chelsea will sign another defender, and it will be Wesley Fofana. And I think Harry Maguire is going to be, or that move has been made to put Leicester City under pressure, nothing more, nothing less. The way Wesley Fofana is handling the situation, in my opinion, is very positive for Chelsea. The fact that he wasn't able to play, the fact that he is pushing for this move, including Chelsea are bidding a very close figure to what Leicester City are demanding. The way Brendan Rodgers addressed the questions today, his body language, his demeanor, it seemed like they have kind of, all right, it's going to happen eventually. Kind of body language. That's how I read it. That's how I saw it. And that's how I think. That's what I think is going to happen. Wesley Fofana will be a Chelsea player. We are going to pay a lot of money for him. I think Harry Maguire is just there to help us get this deal across the line. I mean, what's his name? Wesley Fofana. Harry Maguire, he done it dirty on Batshuayi. He done it dirty on Aspilicueta. It's about time we do it dirty on him and get Wesley Fofana in at his expense. Hopefully. And if I'm wrong, we are in trouble, lads. All right. Big up to everyone who's jumped in. Just calling me Dave. George has just jumped in. Evening all. TT could even turn Harry Maguire into a defender. Hey, listen. If he doesn't turn him into a defender, we have a fridge freezer. It's kind of hot in England right now, so he'll be useful in one aspect anyway. Javi, I saw you in the chat. Big up to you. Have I missed anyone? Shazad Malik, big up to you. Courtney, big up to all of you lads. And lads, I have put a link to my Harry Maguire video in the chat. If you guys want to see it, you can always watch it at your free time. And guys, I found out today that notifications have not been going out as they were in the past. So a lot of people will not be getting notified that I'm streaming or that I've produced a video. So it is paramount. It is vital. It is as important as it's ever going to be for you guys to be liking the stream and for you guys to be sharing the stream. Otherwise, it's never going to get out there, and YouTube algorithm is giving me a hard time right now. It's playing me dirty right now. So, guys, just like the stream and share it on your social media. Just take the link, put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram, put it on Facebook, wherever you're active, and share it. All right, before we get into the topic of the stream, which is Chelsea Leeds, let's watch the press conference. And that press conference, I've already seen it, and I'm sure most of you guys have already seen it. It's going to take us back to the Chelsea-Tottenham clash for a big chunk of it, and then we're going to talk. Then they're going to talk about the Leeds match. So we'll address both topics after we watch this press conference. Let me just bring it up on the screen. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Give me a second, people. Share. And guys in the panel, whenever you want me to stop the video, just tell me to stop and I'll stop it, and then you can address any particular point you want to address there and then. And here we go.
Hello. Afternoon, everyone.
Nachmittag. It's not evening.
My bottles just cancelled.
I wonder a little bit why this should suddenly be the solution.
So you mentioned it last week.
Yeah, I know, but why is suddenly a can the solution? Let's not look at.
Okay, this will be usual format for a Sunday game. So the broadcast section first, then the daily section embargo till 10:30 tonight, then the Sundays at the end. I'm going to start with Jamie at Sky.
Thank you, Joe. Good afternoon, Thomas.
Hi.
Let's start with some team news, in particular N'Golo Kante, how serious his injury is.
Quite serious. We're talking about weeks, which is not good news. And yeah, we're disappointed and sad because N'Golo was super important and super fit, and he will be out for several weeks. And same Armando is out for some days, but cannot come with us to Leeds. And Mateo Kovacic as well, still out with knee problems. And Christian Pulisic had Achilles problems, but trained today. And let's see.
So that's Kante out for weeks, Kovacic knee. Who else? Pulisic.
Broya.
Who else? And Boya. That's 4 players injured, 2 games in the campaign. All right, and our midfield is shattered at the moment. So there's that. Let's carry on.
Time last week we played the game where I gave you some names and you said no comment, so I'm not going to bother doing that this week.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to ask you, a week on, given that you need reinforcements and you've had a couple of injuries now as well, are you frustrated that there still hasn't been any business done? Are you starting to get increasingly frustrated?
No, the opposite of frustrated after last week's match. I'm very happy and very confident after last week's performance, because I saw a good team, very good team performance, excellent match, and like I told you, we work together about the reinforcements, but it's never easy, and it's not that we can just wish for something and it will happen. And as long as the transfer window is open, there are always possibilities. We know what we are trying, we know what we are doing, but the focus is on what we have. The focus is on not what we could have. The focus from me is on what we have, and this is the team. And they get the full energy and full attention from us.
And in terms of outgoings, there's talk of Christian Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of talks. First of all, we will also not comment our players, and we will not encourage our players to go out in the moment. We had now 2 training sessions with 18 players in a schedule where we play once a week. It's not a problem. If I look a little bit, if I put the chin a little bit up and look at the schedule, that is coming with Southampton in during the week, and then 2 Champions League matches. It's coming. It's right in front of the door, and we will need a lot of players, and we will need a lot of quality players to be competitive. So at the moment, like I said, we have what we have. We know what we're looking for, and from there we go, and only from there we can think about letting players go.
Mike Dean has now admitted that he got the Cucurella-Romero incident wrong. Does that add to your frustration, or do you think it's actually a good thing that VARs are now admitting their mistake?
As I am not frustrated, as I told you, it cannot add to my frustration. What was the question?
Is it a good thing that referees and VARs are now admitting their mistakes, or? Does it make you
Well,
even more annoyed?
Hopefully I'm not too honest, but if the mistake is that big and that obvious, what's the chance of not what's the point of not admitting if the whole world sees it? I mean,
Guys, do me a favor as you're watching this press conference. I want you to pay close attention to his body language. Close attention to his body language and his tone. We'll be addressing that after the press conference. I wanna know what you guys think about it.
I struggle a little bit to be fully impressed by the statement. I have to say it's so clear and obvious that I still cannot understand how a referee cannot make the decision that was the right decision.
Just one final question from me. I think everyone sort of appreciates that you're, a real competitor in the heated battle, but you're also very down to earth and you've got a very good sense of humour. You'll have seen the video a lot now of you and Antonio Conte shaking hands last Sunday. When you see it put to music, does it make you laugh? What do you
course.
think? What is your wife?
Of course we laugh. It's very important to laugh about ourselves, and of course we laugh. And I was laughing in the dressing room because it was the heat of the match, and it was, for me, still it was not that bad. It was a handshake, and it was a bit too long and too heavy handshake, I admit it, but no harm was done, and at least from my side, and he spoke Italian to me, so I never know, and we didn't insult each other. So I think we couldn't. I think the thing would have been very, very quickly would have ended if there were not 20 people around. Make the thing look much worse than it actually was. But you're right. I mean, if you have a reaction like this, you need to live with a reaction towards it. And of course, I laughed about myself.
Have you seen the Strictly Come Dancing one?
Sorry?
The Strictly Come Dancing one, is that one of the ones you've seen?
I saw quite some because everybody makes fun of me, of course, here in the building, as you can imagine, and it's okay. It's okay.
Cheers, Jamie. Move on to Moose.
I presume everyone's been shaking you by the hand and looking you in the face as well when you do that. Did you see anything wrong with that, with Conte? Or was that just passion at the end of the game between two men?
I think it was passion between two men who fought for their team. I think it was not more. And I hope it will not, that they don't make more out of it in the context that we had, of course.
I mean, I get the fact that was a big thing that happened at the end of the Tottenham game, but we're talking about Leeds. We're talking about the upcoming game rather than the previous game, and I think they're just taking up too much time talking about that game. But that's just my opinion.
It's a hair pulling just 2 minutes before. It seemed a bit like, I don't know the word for it. It seemed a bit like it's not that big a deal for me, and it was about passion and nothing more. And it was like he was fighting for his team, and I was fighting for my team. And as you hopefully felt before, and before we played Tottenham last season with Conte, and now I have nothing but biggest respect for him. And this will not change because of that incident.
Off the back of that game last week, have you changed your view slightly that you do need an out-and-out centre forward, be that Aubameyang or be that someone else, a number 9, or do you still believe, as you did a couple of weeks ago when we spoke, that a false 9, a Sterling or a Havertz is the way forward?
Well, I believe that we can compete with this group, but to be very honest, it's one thing to compete once a week, and it's another thing to compete 60 times in a year and 3 times a week. And for this, you need a strong group. It's simply like this, and you need players who challenge for their place and challenge for their minutes and push each other to the highest level. It does not come down only about tactics and only about the team spirit. It is also about the challenge within the team and the quality of the players and the depth in your squad. So that has not changed. We are very happy about the performance still, and we are still active in the market, and we know what can be possible. But if not, we will make the very best out of it. It's still, if we're looking for high quality, and we're looking also for personality that suits our group and suits our club. So nothing has changed.
And finally, for me, I don't know whether the referee gives you an apology after a game if you've got a decision like the Cooking Rail one wrong. VAR obviously can't because they're miles away.
Yeah.
And then you read about it in the paper 4 days later. Would you be one of those managers who subscribe to the theory that maybe not straight away afterwards, but an hour later or what have you, that we should hear now from referees about why they made a decision, and if they've got one wrong, like if you get a substitution wrong, you'll come out, apologise for getting a substitution wrong. Maybe that a referee should come out and apologise if they get a decision wrong.
Guys in the chat, tell me, because I think in rugby they do that, right? The referee has to explain his decisions during the game when he gives a foul or he disallows a goal, and I think he actually says it on a microphone. Yeah. So if that is the case, Eric, you can confirm that.
They say it, and everybody hears when they
right. So why can't we do that in football? Because I'd love to know what Anthony Taylor is thinking when he's giving these decisions against Chelsea, or what Mike Dean is doing in the back in the VAR booth. I'd love to hear why they've done that there and then, because that would just you know what, pulling his hair is okay. I don't mind that. Okay, fine. So okay, that's the way we're gonna do things from now on. Fine. Let's we'll address it that way. Okay, I didn't see it. There's the VAR. Have a look. You seeing it now? Take a decision.
I don't think they need to come after the match to apologize. I don't care about their apology.
No. Apology. They can, like I said in my stream yesterday, they can use that as toilet paper. I don't want an apology. I want it to be dealt with on that pitch there and then, and they can do it because I've seen it happen. I think it's in rugby, either rugby or Australian rules football or something along those lines. They deal with it there and then. And if you guys are aware of this in the chat, let me know.
Football also, you can
American football. There you go. There you go. Yep. Big up. Big up to PJ, and thank you for your support, guys. And also Verana, big up to you. Welcome back. Let's continue.
Yeah, I mean, in the decision, it's maybe not the referee to blame in this decision, because he was not called to the monitor. So I think we have to, by all the passion and by all the emotions and by all the consequences that it had for us, we need to admit that it was not the referee to take this decision. It was the VAR who got it totally wrong in this case. And by apologizing or admitting, at least, I think it could be a bit more transparent to make it easier for everybody. So maybe they could explain even the decisions on the field to everybody, like if they take a decision, why they take this decision.
Like in cricket when we hear it.
Yeah, maybe to make it more transparent, to make it more.
Hi, let me explain the basics of currency trading to you in just 60 seconds.
Clear what's going on and why is a goal not allowed, why is it disallowed, why he's challenging or he's overruling his own decision, to understand it a little bit better. I think it's not the end of the process yet. It's still necessary to have normally regular goals and irregular decisions overruled, but it's obviously still work to do.
Cheers. Good for John.
Hi Thomas, on the number 9, where does Maguire fit in? Have you seen enough of him that he does have a future here, or does he need to go out again before that?
Yes and no. We know enough about him, but it's one thing to perform on a loan. It's another thing to perform within a club like Chelsea. So this is the next step. While he's doing the next steps, he was injured in pre-season. Now he's injured again. That does not help his own ambitions, and does not help us, of course, in having a clear view on what he can give us. But given the size of the squad at the moment, I would say it's a huge chance for Armando to have an impact at Chelsea. I understand that this is his clear ambition, his clear goal to make this step here, and so it's on him. He gets full support. He has our trust, our support, and from here we go. But unfortunately, right now, second time that he's injured in a short period of time, and hold back for this reason.
The performance last weekend, do you think you sent a message out to quite a few people, all those people who were saying that Spurs have caught you up and maybe overtaken you, and those who maybe doubt you this season?
Well, for this match, surely. It sent even a message to me. I was impressed how we played. Not surprised, but impressed, because we talked about it many times, that it's a bit hard to have a clear view on where we are in this period of time, and with the sanctions and being in the delay in transfer period and so on. Many times we spoke about it. So I was also not sure. I felt that Tottenham is well prepared, got their things early done, and was very impressive to see us perform like this over 95, 96 minutes was an excellent match. And even in the datas and in the review of the match, it was also important for me to see that we can reach this level that early. So now we set the bar high, but it's always one thing, like I said, to perform in one match, and of course in a derby, and of course in a very emotional match, and now to repeat it on a high level, and these are the next steps that we have to do with the guys who played, and of course with the guys who did not play so much, to keep the level as high as possible. The process is not finished. Let's see where we are, like now on Sunday. Not everything is finished just because we had this kind of performance, but it was very good to see, and I think it gave all of us, me included, a lot of confidence in what we do and what we are, and made things much clearer to ourselves.
All right, I just want to stop you for a second. Have you guys noticed his change in body language from the time he was talking about the injuries, the training, the players, and then he started to talk about the Tottenham game, and how his whole demeanour, his whole body language went from just being relaxed and being, having a chit-chat and enjoying the conversation, to being very defensive. Okay, this is what I've noticed, and if I'm wrong, maybe I am, but I think the whole situation with the Tottenham fine, with the ban, with the Conte situation, with the Mike Dean, Anthony Taylor, I think Chelsea are being put under a lot of pressure in more ways than we can see. Because for Tuchel to have to change, for Tuchel to have to be very, very careful all of a sudden what he says and how he says it, there are things that we are not aware of when it comes to these kind of decisions. And this is why you see a lot of the occasions our players are told to hold back and not to complain as freely and not to protest as freely as other teams, because we are worried about the repercussions. And it looks like Tuchel has been told to be very, very careful what he says and how he says it in respect to this by our club, based on what the Premier League and the FA have said. And that's what I picked up on watching the press conference. And that's why I wanted you guys to think about it. And I want you guys to see when he goes back to talking about Leeds United, the next game, look at how his body language is going to change back to how it was a second ago. Let's continue. And I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong in the chat. I don't know.
How important have the last couple of weeks been? You've had 4 weeks training, you'll be training next week, and that will probably be it then, won't it?
That will be it. We're enjoying it a lot. We're trying new exercises. We're preparing matches like over 3-4 days, which is very, very unusual for us. And the team is very responsive. The players are very responsive to it. So I'm very grateful, and it's a pure joy to have this. And when the games come, it's.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm glad you make it to here. I want to tell you,
it's pure joy to have the matches, but it's nice that we have a kind of extended preparation, a kind of extended time for us here in Chelsea, coming from where we come from. It's very important, and we're trying to make the most out of it.
Cheers, John. Move to Alex.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Good.
Chelsea have never won successive league visits to Ellen Road. How confident are you that you'll change that stat on Sunday, and what are you expecting from Leeds?
I expect a high intensity game. I expect a high pressing team from Leeds and a very emotional stadium. We had a fantastic game last season at Ellen Road, and scored very early. We're very dominant, very focused and concentrated and effective in front of goal. Of course, it was an early red card, I think, that played into our hands, but still was a very good performance. And yeah, this is what we expect. Like I said, repetitive intensity, high pressing, and a team that loves the chaos. A team of Leeds that has a high acceptance for mistakes. They don't get frustrated by mistake. They accept mistakes as chances to play counter-pressing, pressing and counter-pressing and so on. So we have to be well aware. We have also to maybe not maybe we have also to manage our expectations, our level of acceptance for mistakes, because mistakes against these high intensive teams like Liverpool, like Leeds, like Southampton, who have a certain style of pressing, you make mistakes. You cannot play without mistakes against these teams, so you need to accept it before the match and make the best out of it. Find the spaces. There's not a lot of time for decision making, and this is what we prepare for now in training, and hope to be on our top level and to find the level that we had last week, to be able to prove the statistics wrong. I did not know about it, so thanks for telling me. Thanks for telling me.
I just also wanted to ask you about Mark Cucurella and
Yeah.
Ben Chilwell. Are they competing for one place in the team, or do you envisage them playing in the second starting 11 this year?
I would say if we play a back four, they're competing for the same place. If we play a back five, not 100%, because I think that Ben is then a clear wing back, and Mark is both. He can play in the back three and then as a wing back. That's what it is.
What can you tell me about the new signing, Cesare Cassidy? People comparing him to Frank Lampard, saying he'll be Chelsea's next Frank Lampard.
Oh, really? I'm not so sure if we do him a big favor if we join in this discussion. I just met him yesterday here in the building, and we will give him time now. We will give him time now to learn the language, to learn what Chelsea is all about, to understand the culture, how we live here, how we train here on a daily basis. And then once he's settled in, we will give him opportunity to train with us and show his qualities, and then we will assess him, and then I have a clearer picture of him, and then we will see.
Okay, got to end that section there, I'm afraid. And
All right, that's the TUCHEL press conference for Chelsea Tottenham / Chelsea Leeds, the last game and the next game. Guys, we know about the injuries. We know about let's talk about it. Let's talk about this whole VAR and Mike Dean and Anthony Taylor situation, and then we'll move on, and then we'll talk about the Chelsea game. The Leeds game. What do you guys make from what he said about the whole VAR, the whole clash with Conte? What do you guys make of that?
I think we lost 2 points. Their apologies are not accepted, and it's not gonna make any difference to us, because what's done is done. In my opinion,
Do you see what I was saying about it being something that's affecting the team in more ways than we can gather? Did you think that? Did you see that Tuchel had to be very, very careful when he talked about it? That he had to change in more ways than one. And
of course, that's expected, because the club would have told them to do that. The club doesn't want to be seen, or they don't want to go to war basically with FA, with the referees, and the other clubs also are gonna take it to their advantage, and within in the next future games they're gonna be like, oh, because Chelsea did this, now the FA is being biased towards Chelsea, etc. There is a lot of politics that goes behind the scenes in these situations, and the club, they are careful about it. But at the end of the day, something Boogeyman have mentioned before, and I agree with him, that Chelsea doesn't fight back too much. They are too quiet, too nice in general, and we have been punished, and we've lost titles because of it as a result. And if didn't go that big in a petition, there is a lot of media talks. There is a lot of players. Even Schweinsteiger mentioned it on his Twitter. He's like, "This is ridiculous."
Yep.
He doesn't have any connection.
Why? Explain this to me. No, I saw it. Why had this reaction of being from Klopp? Okay, first of all, had this reaction been from Klopp, would the same repercussions have taken place?
Yes.
You think so?
Oh, you mean? Sorry, I don't understand your question.
So if Klopp shook someone's hand in that way, and screamed at the referee in that way, and protested a decision that is clearly wrong in that way, would Klopp have been fined? Would Klopp have been banned? Would Liverpool have been put in that corner, in that position that Chelsea are in right now?
No, because I can't really remember much when Liverpool got punished the way we do against referees. It happened maybe every now and then, but they don't get into this situation. If you go watch the compilations of one of the worst referees' performances in football, you're gonna see a lot of Chelsea games. There is no team involved in those kind of matches more than Chelsea. It's ridiculous. Like last year, we got punished with the Reece James red card that shouldn't be a red card, and we lost the title. Wasn't it in a cup final, that one, or was it in the league?
No, that was in the league.
Sure, but
yeah.
That was in league, but every Lukaku goals was disallowed. Where that goal should
exactly, and there is a Lukaku.
That was the final.
Carabao Cup.
In the cup final, we lost the cup final.
Yeah.
We lost the cup final against
me and this guy watched it live in the stadium. Me and the governor, we watched it live in the stadium.
Yeah. So we lost the cup final against Arsenal. Again, like these are two titles. We've lost points last year because of him against Liverpool. That also had repercussions on us. Imagine we didn't finish top 4. These 2 points would have saved it. Imagine, it was that close. And this is why I'm frustrated this season, because you just took 2 points from us against one of the big 6 in a robbery. Like, it's not fair. And something has to be done about Mike Dean and about Anthony Taylor. How is it even legal, right, to put a Spurs fan, an official, on VAR in a game Spurs playing against Chelsea, one of the biggest rivalries in London, right? Even if you don't have proof that he's a Spurs fan, because he denies it, there is enough there is enough evidence to give you reason to think he may have something towards Spurs, right? So you should not put him in a Chelsea game versus Spurs. You shouldn't. He shouldn't be officiating any Spurs game, to be honest. And what can someone please explain as well to me? Why is Anthony Taylor and Mike Dean always together when it comes to a Chelsea game in a big match? Why? How is that a coincidence? Can someone please can the FA explain that? How does that make any sense? There is an agenda against Chelsea. There is biasness against Chelsea. Even there is people on major media platform, coming up with excuses that pulling someone's hair is not on the policy or like the rules books, that it's a violent conduct. Are you serious, man? Let's go pull everyone's. Let's next time go pull Harry Kane's hair, and it shouldn't be a foul because it's not.
Habibi, if this happened on the street, you'll be in jail. If you did that to somebody on the street, you'll be in jail. He'll be in jail.
Can I add something to what Julius was saying? Like,
go ahead.
It's not you touch someone's hair that is the problem. Like pulling someone's hair until you bend the person's neck and push the person down. Come on, man. Listen, yeah, you keep going, Julius. I'm tired. Like most of the when I listen to people saying it's no, 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 no.
And
Like I
Spurs
see something
fans,
yesterday. If I put a finger in someone's ass during the game, there's no test saying anything about it because it's not. Nobody think I will put during a game. I will put someone shot down and put my finger in his ass. What the fuck is people like? What's wrong with you, man? But again, if I do something like that, I'll be red carded. There's no test. There's nothing writing that. So what are they talking about? You cannot pull someone here, bend the person neck and pull it down and
he
tell me
smashed
it's not
him.
violent.
It's WWE stuff. They wouldn't go in the corner if that was a foul, and it's a red card, and they would have lost the game. And one last thing.
Wait, before you, one last thing, Julius. Do you think the fact that Cucurella didn't make a big, he didn't shout, he didn't roll around like a Neymar, on the pitch and make a big thing out of it?
It doesn't matter.
Maybe it's our fault. Maybe we need to make a big fuss.
Sure.
I mean, last game before that, I guess Everton. Okay, literally Sterling, one defender picked him up and threw him on the floor. The other guy came and sat on him. Sterling got up and like it was nothing, and that was in the penalty box. Right, we don't kick a fuss. We don't kick a fuss, and I think we need to do that.
But for me, and this people can say this is a conspiracy theory or whatever. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't really matter. The decision is made. Chelsea is not allowed to win this game, no matter what. You have to help Spurs to get anything from this game so Chelsea doesn't win it. I don't care what people wanna say. This is a truth. Because one of the I've heard there is biasness among referees. There is ex-referees that have mentioned this. So I know a lot of people, like if you're a Spurs fan, if you're a United fan, if you're an Arsenal fan, you're not going to accept this. You're not going to believe this. Up to you. We don't care what you believe. We don't care what you think. There is an agenda against Chelsea. And no matter how much of a fuss we kick, decision is made. Chelsea is not supposed to win this game. It's not supposed to win.
You know what? I have been on a couple of spaces on Twitter today with Leeds fans. Leeds fans, okay? A team which has a history of rivalry with Chelsea. Chelsea fans and Leeds fans don't get along no matter what you're gonna say.
Cockney versus Yorkshire.
Yeah, I mean, I am from Leeds. I grew up in Leeds. Yes, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm a London man now, but I come from Leeds. I went in there and I was just listening to him, and hearing. Sorry, someone's phone is ringing. Julian's. Yeah, so I was listening to him, and you know what? Even the Leeds fans, the ones who hate Chelsea, do you know what they were saying? They were agreeing that it was a foul on Cucurella. They were all saying Cucurella was assaulted. They also say that Tuchel should still get the ban, the fine, blah 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 blah, because of what happened between him and Conte. But regardless of that, even our rivals see that it was an assault on Cucurella. And I don't understand how Mike Dean on VAR in slow motions, in multiple angles, did not come to that conclusion. I'll let Eric come in. Go on, Eric.
I was hearing some nonsense about he didn't have time. Like, what are you talking about? The game literally stopped for you to check it, and you didn't have time to check if he pulled his hair. It's just some nonsense things that people just like. There's nothing you can say after that to resolve the situation. All you can do is retrospectively give Romero a red card, and we can move on. Even the apology. Who cares about your apology? It's too late for that. You should have done your job properly. So that's the only.
Eric, let me jump in quick. Even if they gave Romero now a red card, it's not helping Chelsea. What it does is it weakens Tottenham, and other team will beat Tottenham. And then what? Arsenal will beat Tottenham, and Manchester City, Liverpool will beat Tottenham because Romero is not available. You know what I mean? So the fact is, that game, they should just give us our 2 points and we move on. That's
They
the
won't
only
do it, man.
solution.
That's not even an option. They can, funny enough, they can take points off Chelsea, right? That's the thing. If they give whatever stupid justification for it, they can do it. They can actually take points off us, but they can't give us additional points after the game.
All right, don't give us points. I don't want your stinky points. Don't give us the points. Take the 2 points of Tottenham that you've took from us. Take them off Tottenham.
Well, 1 point.
That's it. Two. Because they cost us 2 points.
Oh,
so
okay.
take two.
Yeah.
Take 2 points from them. Take 2 points from Tottenham. Too late for the red card? You don't want to give him a red card?
Yeah,
Take 2 points off
that
him.
works for me a little because you cannot just weaken Tottenham right now by giving Romero a red card. It just helps.
Yeah, but then he should still get the red card anyway because it was a wrong decision not to give him the red card. So I think if you give him a red card and you know take off 2 points from them, that would be the fair outcome and we can move forward. But I'm very curious to see what the result of this investigation is. I want to know what happens. Because I don't know.
Nothing's going to happen.
I'll tell you what happened.
Hold on.
Suspended.
The best thing that we can expect to happen, is we are sorry that the decision was made in that way. We formally apologize to Chelsea for blah, 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 blah.
Can I say one thing? Because I'm expecting a call. I want to say one thing. Quick. I have to get it out. Spurs fans, they are talking about mentality change. They are talking about we are not Spursy anymore. We showed fight and spirit. You showed nothing. You were cowards, managed by a rat who is shameless and who is not loyal to you. You are delusional if you think this guy is going to be loyal to you. He was at Inter Milan giving middle finger to Agnelli. A Juve legend as a player and as a manager does that. Who are you to think he's going to be loyal to you? You are nothing compared to Juve. If you were not given this game on a golden plate, you would not have won this game. You would have gotten destroyed 2-0 at least. And you wouldn't have been talking about mentality change. There was nothing about your performance that was positive.
Go get your call. All right, listen, people. Listen.
No, the truth is, I just want to complete something Eric was saying. When Mark Dean said he only had a couple of seconds to make that decision. Is he joking? How many times last season we've seen VAR waiting, delaying a game for more than 2-3 minutes?
4 or 5 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes I've seen that.
What are you talking about? Like, I just don't understand this guy. The professional something, MOL or whatever their organization is called. Like, they're not professional. He said something like, after talking to other referees, man, come on, man. After talking to other referees, I should have asked a tailor to go check the monitor. Come on, man. It wasn't even an apology. He said, after talking to other referees, I should have. And it wasn't even a proper channel. Did you notice how they did the whole thing? It was not through their organization. He just went and published something in some weird place. And so his affiliated organization is not even concerned. Normally, they should make something official, like they did to Everton when referees fucked up Frank Lampard game against Manchester City or something, where there were an official apology. It was not even the case this time. It was just Matt Taylor write something in the Daily Mail or something. It's not even through the FA or anything. So the whole thing, listen, man, they have an agenda. It's not just Mike Dean or Anthony Taylor. Their bosses in the FA are all behind them. That's why they're making everything like looking a little dark, and nobody know exactly who is asking for sorry, who is saying sorry. They took 2 points of us. Give us the 2 points and we move on. If we don't, now your apology is not accepted. And go
Apologies useless. Apologies useless. Listen, people. Only 58 of you have hit that like button. And there's been a minimum of 70, 80, 90 of you on the stream at any one point in time. There's at least 20 to 30 of you who have not hit that like button yet. So why not? You're Chelsea, unless you're Leeds fans. Unless you're Leeds fans and you're waiting for us to talk about Leeds. And then you have a point. But if you're Chelsea fans, you haven't hit that like button, I'm disappointed. So Chelsea fans, do me that favor and hit the like button. Leeds fans, do me that favor of subscribing and getting interactive with us in the comments, because we're going to be talking about Leeds in just a second. Listen, I want to say a big welcome back to Sam Ballard, Ayan, Chelsea 2012, Varana, who else am I missing here? You know, everyone who's coming back to the channel. Listen, guys, welcome back. We've been gone for a minute, but I'm happy to see some of the old faces back in the chat, and some new faces in the chat. So I'm saying faces, I mean names. You know, avatars, tags, whatever. Big up to everyone, and thank you for being here. And do me that favor of hitting the like button. Much appreciated. All right, we're gonna get into the lineup in a second. How do you guys expect Leeds to be handling this game tomorrow? And I wanted to get some Leeds fans in here. I spoke to a couple. I gave them the link. They haven't turned up. But I'd like to know what you guys think in respect to Leeds and their demeanour, their posture, their strategy tomorrow. I think Leeds are going to be Leeds and they're going to come gun-ho. What do you guys think?
If they're smart, they'll try and play like Spurs. They'll just sit behind the ball and try and nick a draw.
You think that's how they're going to play? You know,
honestly,
at home?
I haven't paid attention to them under Jesse March, so I don't really know what they're doing. But I think Jesse March will try. He won't just sit back the whole game. He'll try to get something from the game, but they need to try and pick their moments. I think he will try to set the team up to just not get blown away early. So they might sit back early on, and they'll just try and pick their moments to attack. I think they'll try to counter.
Boogie, what you think?
I think the Leeds are bringing the energy tomorrow. They're not going to sit back. They probably right now are all buzzing because a team without Kante, Kovacic, I guarantee you they're all happy. The midfield is going to be the key, and we don't have our elements. The two main guys, the heartbeat of our midfield, none of them is available. And we know what Leeds is about. Yeah, Marcelo Bielsa may not be Leeds coach, but guys, that has nothing to do with Leeds. The way they play, they bring in the energy tomorrow, and Chelsea better watch out.
Look, it's we can't call it a derby, but it pretty much is. It pretty much is. I mean, Chelsea, Leeds, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of tension between the two clubs. There's no love between the two clubs. Yeah. And playing in Ellen Road, you know, they're not gonna sit back. I don't think they're gonna sit back. I mean,
yeah, just because of the fixture, I think they'll definitely. It's going to be very feisty. It's going to be aggressive, but we might force them back in the end. I don't think Spurs tried to sit back when we played against them. We just had to, just push them back. They couldn't do anything.
First 10 minutes of that game, Spurs were, very aggressive. But then, we turned it around on them. We pushed them back. All right, let's get into the lineup. I mean, I think Julius is still on the phone, so let's get into the lineup. What formation are we going for tomorrow? Are we? Because look, we don't have two holding midfielders. We've got one. Right,
Ooh,
and that's Jorginho. Yeah, so we've only got Jorginho. I'm thinking if we're gonna play a back five, are we gonna have maybe one holding? I mean, could we be doing this formation? Let me have a look. Where is it? Formation. I think we might be doing something like. Something like this, where we have,
3-5-2.
Yeah, but 3-5-2 with one DM. Sorry, 1 second. What happened there? Oops, get back. So with one DM, so one 6, 2 8s, and two wing backs. Or we could do it the other way around and do it this way, where we have two holding midfielders and one 10.
Yeah.
So maybe a Loftus-Cheek and a Jorginho with maybe Mason Mount,
Yeah.
Conor Gallagher, Ziyech here, and Havertz. And what do you guys think? What kind of formation do you think we'll be playing? Thoughts?
In my view, I think we will keep the same formation, 3-4-3.
3-4-3.
Yeah,
Okay.
with Ruben as our right wing back, and Conor Gallagher and Jorginho in the midfield. Because the thing is, I think Conor Gallagher, we need the energy of Conor Gallagher in the midfield. We need Jorginho to control somehow the tempo or control the possession like we normally do. And we need Ruben driving the ball properly from his side. So Marc Cucurella will always be sitting completely on his side to open the game a little. And Ruben will be allowed to drive and to come in the midfield. And behind Ruben, we have Rhys James there that can cover up the defensive mistake of Ruben. So I feel like that tomorrow game is a game for Conor Gallagher. He has to start.
Ooh.
Where would you play Conor Gallagher? Where would you play him?
As a double pivot with Jorginho.
All right. Okay. Do you think, Eric? This is for you. Do you think that Loftus-Cheek is better utilized as a right wing back?
I would have loved to see him as a wing back again, but because we don't have the options, I think he has to play in the pivot with Jorginho. I don't think Gallagher in that pivot is a good idea. I really don't. Maybe he can play somewhere else if he starts, but honestly, I don't trust him in that double pivot. I don't think that's a good idea. So we need somebody. Right. Yeah.
Let me show you something. And guys in the chat also pay attention and let me know if you think this makes sense. So this is what I would do. I would have here Aspi. All right. And I would have here James. And I would put here, if I can find him, probably the next page. Open. All right, now this is how I would do it. Okay, now I think we need to have this area here controlled by these two players because they can interchange. And I think I think Rhys James being played anywhere apart from right wing back in this game will be wasted. And I can understand what Boogeyman is saying about Ruben Loftus-Cheek in that position, but I mean if Ruben Loftus-Cheek plays in that position, then we're going to have Rhys James over here, and then he's going to be gone. And then, we're going to be putting ourselves short in here because if we put Conor, where's Conor Gallagher? So if we put Conor Gallagher here, and then we put Jorginho here, I think this will be a mismatch. Let me just put the rest of the players in here. So we've got Koulibaly. We all agree on Koulibaly, right?
Yeah.
Koulibaly and Silva, yeah?
Yeah.
Why isn't Silva here? Oh, shot Thiago.
I have
don't know.
for me, you cannot play Ruben and Jorginho as a pivot. Both are too slow.
Ruben is slow.
Yeah, he's really slow when it comes when in that. Either this, you play Ruben as the main pivot, and then you put Kono in front of him, just in front of a little. So his job is to stay there as the main pivot. Kono Gallagher in front of
That's
him, and
listen,
Jorginho sits.
Boogie. You know what we are saying makes sense. That's why I wanted to do this. So I would have Jorginho here. I would have Ruben here with Conor Gallagher here. So Jorginho sitting back. Ruben and Conor
We'll get caught,
Gallagher. Huh?
we will get caught in counters with Leeds. Jorginho cannot be that in that position alone. That's scary.
Yeah,
My
but
point is, you have to.
this is why you have Ruben and Connor on either side, because Ruben and Connor are potentially our best eights. We're going to play with 2 8s, 1 6, and 2
Why don't we
9s rather
put
than
them as a pivot then? Okay, yeah. Finish your ideas.
as a pivot. As a pivot, then this is what you mean. As a pivot, we'll be doing this, and then you'd put Conor Gallagher up there. Yeah. So, but then you got to drop Mount, right? You know, drop Mason
Mate,
Mount.
no. You have to. My view or the way I see it is, Kono and Jorginho has to just sit completely out. Sit this game out. Like he has to sit on the bench, and then you bring
Who?
Kono.
Jorginho.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you play? Nah, come on, man. He's not dropping Jorginho and for Conor Gallagher.
Yeah,
that ain't
but
gonna
then
happen.
Jorginho has to play with Kono because that energy, the energy that Jorginho needs around him, Ruben cannot provide it. That's my issue.
Kono isn't good enough. I don't think he's good enough defensively. Honestly, I don't think
Who's not
he's
good enough defensively?
Conor Gallagher. I don't think he's good
Oh, okay.
enough to play in the pivot. That's the main problem I have with him there. Jorginho is a much better player defensively. He'll be able to read the danger and he can, intercept, tackle better than Gallagher. So
I think this would be the best way to go. I reckon this would be the best way to go. So you'd have Connor and Ruben Loftus-Cheek as 2 number 8s with Jorginho as a 6.
no.
Yeah, why not? And now who's our attacker?
Hold on. Let's just clarify. So who's gonna? We'll come back to the midfield in a second. Who's our left wing back?
Oh,
Is it Ben Chilwell or Cucurella?
Yeah,
What
Chilwell
are you
is
doing to
still
yourself?
he's still recovering.
Yeah.
How do you spell it? C-U.
See,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
man is that.
And then we've got Sterling and Havertz right up front.
Yeah.
Wow. Mount? What is my mount?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting these players in to show you what you guys are dropping, man.
It's a 3-5-2, isn't it? So that's why there's no mount.
So, all right, what are we changing here? What are we changing?
If we play this formation, even though I think, like Boogeyman said, it's a very big risk. Jorginho by himself in that single pivot, I don't think that's a good idea. He doesn't have the speed to. But it's fine. Let's assume we're going to do this formation. I would take off one of these players, either Gallagher or Loftus-Cheek. I don't know which one. Based on recent form, I would have to go with Gallagher. He hasn't really been involved. So I would take him off and put Mount there. And Mount is a much better 8. I think that's his main position.
All right, fair enough. I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. All right.
We just need to be very careful with that midfield. We cannot get overrun easily. That's a major concern.
Yeah, but
I mean the speed is good, but if you can't win the ball back, then
you see, this is why I think this actually might work. Do you know why? Because right now, with this, we can play it. So Jorginho is the holding midfielder with 2 8s either side and two 9s, and then we can also change really quickly into this. Okay, where you have 2 holding midfielders, which is Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek with Mason Mount as a 10, and we can also change really quick into this, where we'd have Kai Havertz being supported by 2 attackers in Mason Mount and Sterling, and you'd have 2 players in the holding position. So that is the most flexible setup I think we have. How do we start? How do we line up? I don't know, but I reckon it'll be these players.
Yeah, Courtney in the comments, that's a good point as well. I think Mo, you mentioned it as well. Reece James may end up in the midfield at times, and he can go back out. So we just need to be very flexible.
This could happen. This could happen. You know. Oh, sorry, I've got Mendy as I sent that back. My bad. But yeah, this can happen. This can happen. This can happen. This can happen. There's a lot of different variations of this.
I don't think Billy Gilmore is does he have a shirt?
I don't think so.
No, so he's going out on loan probably.
Yeah, what kind of talk is that? So you think Gilmore will be coming on a field without shirt, naked or something?
Nah, he means does he have a shirt number?
Oh, the number.
Yeah, he's not part of the squad, I don't think so.
What kind of humiliation is that? Why don't you give them the 99, 102 or something like that?
No, because they're waiting to see what happens, and because if they give her a number, they have to register them in the squad, and I think they're waiting to see what happens by the end of the transfer window. So we've got a couple of weeks yet before they finalise. I mean, there's a lot of players that might actually be terminated, like Baba Rahman, Ross Barkley. There's a few. Ampadu, nah, I don't think Ampadu.
Because he doesn't have a shirt either.
No, he's getting sold.
He'll either be sold or he'll be sent out on loan.
But if that's the case, just do it. Like, don't hold the kid down for that long. That's crazy.
Do you know? I'm actually quite surprised. I've not heard anything about these players in any of the transfer negotiations. And I mean, like for example, for Fofana. Why are we throwing in? I don't know, maybe a Barkley or another one of these players. Yeah, I know, Courtney. I don't know what's up with people, man. We've had over 100 people in the stream at some points, and we've only had 66 likes. I don't know where it is, man. People don't like to hit the like button today. It's free. It is free. The like button is free. You don't actually have to pay to hit it. If you want to be generous, hit the like button. If you don't want to be generous, you don't have to hit it, but it is what it is. Does Cho have I think he does, right? He does, right?
Yeah.
He does, yeah, because he's been on the bench a couple of times, right? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah,
he's in the squad, yeah.
Yeah, he has, yeah. So that looks like the potential lineup. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, maybe starting on the left, but yeah, he can move around. It's fine.
Yeah. Let me just check something.
I'm a little bit concerned about Kai, but we don't have much of a choice right now.
I agree. We don't have any choice right now. We don't have any choice.
You have some concern over Kai?
Yeah, I mean, he's it's difficult for me to keep saying, oh, he's not a striker. you need to be scoring these chances. You know,
100%.
I can't protect him too much. You know, too much. There's only so much I can say to try and protect this guy. So hopefully he starts scoring some goals because some chances that you miss, there's no excuse. You can't use the excuse of not being a striker. Like that chance against Spurs from Reece James, that should be a goal.
All right. Let me take this off the screen. And let me ask you guys a question. Score predictions. Guys in the chat, what's your score predictions? I want to know each and every one of you what you're predicting for the scoreline tomorrow. Because in the watch along, I'll be asking you again. Let's go, Boogeyman. Your score predictions.
I think it end up 1-1.
Ooh, Joe. Not nice. Not nice at all.
Not nice at all. No.
No.
But we seem to have some issue defending. So, and we have issue scoring. So for me, yeah.
I'm liking Varane 2-0. Ballard 4-0. I'm guessing 4-0 to Chelsea, Ballard, right? Because we're playing away. We're playing away. Governor saying 2-0. Jonathan is having us losing. Is that 3-2 to Chelsea or is that 3-2? It'll be an interesting game. Eric, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, you guys stole my prediction in the comments. I was gonna say 2-0. I'll stick with 2-0.
Oh man, I'll be happy.
Do you know what? I reckon it's gonna be another feisty game. And I think Chelsea are going to go out there guns blazing with a point to prove and they're going to score 3-0. We're going to score 3 goals.
You think so?
Yeah.
The last time we beat Leeds, we need a red card to beat them though.
My guy, 3-0. 3-0. I reckon Chelsea are a wounded animal right now. Okay, and we're going to take it all out on Leeds. We're going to take it out on Leeds. I reckon we're going to...
Tottenham won today, Arsenal won today. And it make even those 2 points more difficult for me to accept. Like I'm just really, really frustrated when I saw... And they commented to like, what they're saying about Tottenham. This is a different Tottenham. This is a new era. They don't give up. They will fight till the 90 minutes. You just like, what? Have you watched the game against us? The referee was just against us. That's the only reason why they took 1 point. It's not because they have any whatever they're talking about. Anyways. No.
Do you guys think I should put the link in the chat and get people to come on?
Oh yeah, that's
good. Think? Shall we do that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, get people to come on. People in the chat. Do you want me to put the link in the chat? Do you guys want to come on? Let me know. In the chat, tell me if you want me to put the link in the chat. And if you want to come on and talk to us here live on air, let me know in the chat. If you want me to put the link, I'll stick it in there. Let's give them a couple of seconds to think about it.
I think
that's a good prediction. Someone might get sent off.
Governor, let's see what Governor's saying. He's saying a red card has been on my mind all week after the tail. Yeah. With a game of that caliber, Chelsea Leeds could definitely be, a factor. Definitely be a factor.
You see, this is where I just thought about something now, and this is very important. We can easily say, yeah, we spent way too much time talking about the previous match, but this next match is very important because we have to be very careful with these tackles. Because Leeds can be rough with their challenges, so we need to try to protect our players. We can't afford to have many injuries now. So hopefully, they're watching that and making sure that nobody does anything silly with the tackles.
I agree. Listen, people in the chat, I have put the link to the stream, and I pinned it as the pinned comment. If you want to jump on, you're welcome to do so. Just when you come on, switch on your camera so I can see you in the back area before I bring you into the main channel. just so I know who's coming on. So if you want to jump on, we'll be live for another 10-15 minutes, and I'll give you a chance to jump on and give me your thoughts and opinions on everything and anything we've talked about today. But the caveat is you got to show me who you are before I bring you on in the back area. So you got to switch on the camera for a couple of seconds. All right. So Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Wesley Fofana. Is that enough? Is that enough?
Enough for what?
For the season coming.
Well, it's enough to get us to. I think we can get top 4 either way, but it will make it more, maybe less stressful to get top 4 because we need a striker for sure, and I think Aubameyang is a good option. He's a short-term option. He's not the best option, but he's a good option for sure. I don't like Fofana. I have to be honest. But if Tuchel wants him, fine. If we're willing to pay the money, yeah, why not? Just get it done. But for me, I'm less excited about Fofana, and I want Aubameyang. Hopefully, he wants to come to Chelsea. Hopefully, the personal terms have actually been.
What is it about Fofana that you're not happy with?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not convinced that he is the finished product right now. Like we need the finished article. We need somebody who is ready, who's going to play week in, week out. We can rely on him every single week, And when you pay that kind of money, that's what you expect to get, So for me, we can't just spend the money for potential and be waiting for 2-3 seasons. We have to get that quality now, So if he will cost like 40 million, fine, It's a player maybe for the future. If he's a player for now, then it's a bargain. But when you spend, 80 million pounds, that's a lot of money. And he just came back from injury. So for me, it's a big risk, and I'm not convinced by Fofana. And let's just see what happens.
Okay,
Listen,
sorry, Boogie. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about the financial aspects. But at the moment, we have the money. So go on, Boogie.
What Eric said, I understand it, but 80 million, who are you going to buy? You agree that we need someone right now, right? So with 80 million, or even, that 80 million, who else are in the market right now that you can try to convince to come to Chelsea? That's the key question. And the other thing is, looking at the team right now, I just don't think with what N'Golo Kante and Kovacic are showing us. I mean, I was looking at the next features. After this game, we have Leicester, we have Southampton, then West Ham. I'm not worried about those teams at this point, even with Kante and Kovacic out. But then on 18th of September, Liverpool come to the equation. So that's when things start being serious. So my point is, if you have Koulibaly injured during one of those games, Liverpool game is just we should forfeit that game, because even if Kante come back, he need time to get back to his fitness. Kovacic coming back, Kovacic will need time to get back to fitness, and we have Liverpool in 3 or 4 weeks to play against them. So it's not like we have that much of choice, for me anyway. So money should not be really the deciding factor. And if you don't have anybody to bring in, just bring Fofana in. I don't think he is a finished artist, like you said. I think he has a lot of mistake in him. But listen, he has a 1 year or 2 year and a 2 year experience in APL, and he looks like a good one. So why not? If we can forget about money, I think it should come. For me, anyways.
All right, just to look at our schedule moving forward, we've got Leeds tomorrow, Leicester next Saturday, then Southampton Tuesday midweek, then West Ham on the 4th, Fulham on the 10th, and then Liverpool on the 18th, Crystal Palace on the 1st. And then we've got Champions League fixtures that need to be inserted into here. When is the Champions League going to kick off?
No idea.
I think it's in
February?
3 weeks. Nah. We mean February.
The World Cup is in.
Don't they play some sort of tournament? Not tournament, but the best something. Or there's a countries that play some pre-qualified tournament to be part of the Champions League or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do this year, man. This year's going to be complicated.
Yeah, because let me just
The World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, the World Cup is in December, November and December.
November, yeah.
I was trying to find a job in UFA, man, or UFA or whatever that thing is. Because those guys are making a lot of money for all those tournaments. They keep piling
Okay,
up.
so it's actually August. No, it's not. I'm reading the wrong thing.
No, the draw's in August. The draw's in
Yeah,
August.
yeah, the draw's in August. When does it start? I have no idea. I can't see anything here.
But guys, I just think there's still place in the Champions League tournament where a club from those countries that the football level is not good. They have to play against each other to be qualified.
It's not qualified for the Champions League. It's qualified for this round of the Champions League because it's like pre-Champions League.
So you don't think that tournament is
knockout stage? It's not a tournament. It's a knockout stage before the group stage of the Champions League, and it's like teams from Sweden, teams from Belgium, and Austria. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. Listen, guys. Tomorrow we will be. Actually, hold on. Before we will be, what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to do a watch along or a post match review? What do you guys want to do?
I like post match.
Yeah,
Eric, post match. People in the chat, what do you guys want to see tomorrow? A post match or a watch along? So we watch it together and then we react, or do we just do a post match?
What time is the?
The game is at 2 p.m.
2
2
p.m.
p.m. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just because a post match that would clash with who's playing after us? Is it
Man City?
Man City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I want to see that game. So it's gonna be So if we're gonna do a post match, we're gonna have to wait until after the Man City game. So it'll be like an evening post match.
I mean, there might still be time because it's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So there will still be time before the City game starts. Shouldn't take more than like.
Do you know what I might do? I might do a watch along and just a watch along, and then do a post match in the evening.
Yeah, because the post match is usually like take at least an hour. So.
Yeah. But the thing is this, I might actually have some guests coming in for the watch along tomorrow. I'm thinking. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a pre-match. So I'll start streaming tomorrow from about 1:30, and then we'll watch the game, and we'll react as we always do. After the game, we'll talk. And then we might do a post match in the evening. We might.
Okay.
We might.
The Champions League starts in September. Apparently.
September.
Which days?
I didn't see any dates, but it's sometime in September.
Yeah, they won't give the dates until they do the draw, and then they know what the fixtures are going to be like. Yeah. All right. So, guys, we will be back tomorrow. Definitely doing a watch along. Might be doing a post match in the evening. There will be content out during the week. Videos wise, streams. Not so sure. All I can say to you is make sure you follow me on Twitter, and Instagram, because that's where I put my updates. So Instagram, Twitter, make sure you follow me. It's at the Blue Lounge, literally. So follow me there. You'll get my updates there, and we will be back tomorrow afternoon. and potentially more videos coming your way. Listen, thank you to everyone who's hit the like button. All 78 of you. You couldn't even make it to 80. You couldn't even make it to 80 likes on my stream. Can you believe it? I've been streaming for an hour and a half and you couldn't even give me 80 likes, man. Damn it. Nah, I'm kidding. The 78 of you who have hit the like button, thank you. And for those of you who haven't hit it yet, please do. Those of you who are watching and haven't subscribed, please do. And I will see you all tomorrow afternoon, where Chelsea will beat Leeds United by at least 3-0, hopefully. Have a good night, people. Take care of yourselves, and peace out.